Evening all. So this is a little video just to highlight all the possible good bits and any possible bad bits about this latest little delivery from BuzzAgent UK. Thank you very much guys for giving it to me free to try. This campaign, if you're not already familiar, based on the titles and the intro photograph, where were you looking? Anyway, this is the Live Naked Grouse Whisky. Yes, Naked Grouse. It's a lovely grouse on the bottle there. Lovely colour whisky. Anyway, this here campaign, one of the things that was sent along with the whisky was a little bottle of Fentimans Cherry Cola. There you go, old school by the looks of things. It even gives you some instructions on opening, upend, well, opening, on pouring, upend before pouring. Not quite sure how that's going to work, but if I upend it, surely I'm pouring. Anyway, that's daft. I haven't drunk any of the whisky yet. And the third thing that came in the, well, third intact thing that came in the package was this lovely little jar of maraschino flavoured cherries. Always nice. It's been hard to not eat them in the meantime. And yeah, so I've got myself a selection of 3 tumblers because I'm going to do a few different tastings today. One as intended, one completely naked and just whiskey as it's meant to be, and the third one is with a bottle of dry ginger ale. Can't go wrong with it really. It's a classic combination, so I thought I'd see how the whisky fares there as well. So just missing one vital part of the equipment that I need. A few cocktail sticks for the cherries, you know. So part of the instructions, which, forgive me, I forgot to bring them with me, for the cherry whisky cocktail, the naked cherry they call it, it suggested putting the cherries in the ice, putting that in the whisky, Coke, add the whisky. I'm not a great fan of diluting whisky with anything, not good whisky anyway. I will dilute some of your lesser whiskies with Coke. But yeah, anyway, kind of contradicting myself by putting some dry ginger ale in it, but you never know. It all depends on the whisky itself. So without further ado, we're going to open the bottle of Naked Grouse. It's a nice bottle actually, very simple. You can see the lovely sort of golden whisky. It's not a pale whisky, so I'm expecting it maybe to be slightly peaty. I've purposefully not done much research on it just so I don't go in kind of with a preconception of what it's like. It does say on the bottle, we believe in letting the real you, the naked you, shine through. This is the same for our whisky. So let's have a rousing cheer for Naked Grouse, matured in first fill sherry casks for smooth and sweet notes that mix perfectly with cherry. So it's a 40% by volume whisky. There's 28 units in this here bottle, more than enough to get you extremely sozzled, but drink responsibly, chaps and ladies, and yeah, because you don't want any headaches on the day before work. So we're going to open the bottle and hopefully have no drama doing so, he says. So it's a wooden topped cork. There. I'm a bit of a cork sniffer, I don't know why. Do you know, it doesn't smell overly pungent. I have a particular distillery that I like whisky from, and from the bottle it's very, very strong in terms of aroma. This is quite... there is a fruitiness to it. But anyway, because it's a Sunday evening, it's been very hot, we're going to go sensible on the measures, so we're not going to go crazy. We're going to just give a little measure, not even a single in there. I'm going to do the same in all 3 glasses. Not going to go crazy because I don't want headaches, and it's just a tasting sample session for the purposes of review. There we go. So 3 roughly the same. Like I say, it's quite a fruity. Yeah, it's something else going on in the background there. Caramelly. It's very nice, whatever it is. So, for a blend anyway, that's the thing, I'm a single malt fan. I generally don't drink a lot in the way of blends, just out of choice really. So, what we're going to do, we're going to put the ginger ale in first, because I want to just get that one out of the way. Not out of the way, but just, again, we're not going to go crazy, just going to go about halfway up the tumbler on the ginger ale. The middle glass is going to stay naked, Naked Grouse naked, so it's truly naked. And for the cherry cola, now, it does say slightly sparkling fermented botanical cherry flavoured drink. Now it says upend before pouring, so I'm going to upend the bottle. I assume that's just going to give it a gentle mix. Oh yeah, ever so slightly sparkling. Do you know, that smells very, very sweet. I think that's going to complement that whiskey nicely. It's going to, so we're going to take the left hand one. Oh, there, that's it. It's a little smokiness, so that's the peaty nature coming through. That's going to be an interesting taste. So we're going to go again, probably about halfway, because we're not going to go crazy. Now I know the cocktail instructions are very set in stone, but let's face it, when you're enjoying a few drinks, how often do you measure everything? Not very often, I can imagine. So what we're going to do, instead of putting ice in, because ice and whiskey is not my favourite thing to do, we're going to grab a couple of cherries on the stick and pop that in the whiskey. Oh, I can understand why it's been so hard to resist them. I love them. Almondy, marzipan-y, beautiful. I can imagine that working lovely with the whiskey. So, what we're going to do, we are going to test the naked cherry first. So I'm just going to stir. Yeah, this is sweetness coming on. Works nicely. So, bottoms up, chaps. It's very smooth flavoured. And to avoid getting poked, so I'm just going to hold on to the stick. Yeah, that works. I can understand in this hot weather why an iced one would be a good idea. Might do another one in the week, because there was a provided little ice cube tray with this campaign pack. There was also a glass, but the glass, unfortunately, it made its journey valiantly, but alas, it fell at the last hurdle and arrived broken. But that's the least of my worries. Everything, the important bits, were intact. And on evidence of the cocktail, not sure I would drink it all the time because it's a little too sweet for my taste. I mean, I'm very much a bitter flavoured type drinker. I like bitters as opposed to sort of sweet ciders, and I prefer whiskies over, say, cognac that can be quite sweet. Sherries, again, very, very sweet. So I prefer my slightly more bitter flavours, hence ginger ale. That's going to be coming up next. But that was nice. It was nice. Wow, diabetes, here it comes. So to counteract that, epic levels of sweetness. Them cherries are good. Yeah. I can understand why you would put cherry with that whiskey. So, for openness and honesty, as we know, I'll add it here again, this was a completely free of charge package for me to try. If you're not familiar with Buzz Agent, have a quick look at the website and you'll understand how it works. It's all bits and pieces. You answer some surveys and you get some bits and pieces to try based on the results of your survey. And the other bit of honesty, I haven't had a blended whiskey. Oh, in how long? I think the last time I had a blend was 2007. And I think that was Teachers. But yeah, anyway, that's enough. So this is the first time I've had a blend, the Naked Grouse, in about 10 years. So, just a little nip of the neat whiskey. Actually, as blends go, that's not bad. It's a little bit peaty and fruity. There's definite fruitiness of the sherry casks. It's not bad stuff. I think I'm going to do another video with the ice just to see how that mellows it, because sometimes with a good strong single malt I like to add just a little bit of water, you know, just to open up the flavours, and I think this whiskey would benefit from that. So I will try that in a separate video later on. Golden, very nice. There's almost caramelly notes coming through there as well. I'm probably way off the mark as to what a professional whiskey taster would tell you, but everyone's taste buds are different, and that's how it comes across to me. That slightly golden, caramelly sort of notes coming through. So I enjoyed that. Like I say, I think it would benefit from a little bit of water just to bring out the flavour. There's not an awful lot of burn on the way down. Sometimes you get that nice kind of warmth as it goes down. There's not a huge amount of that, which, depending on the mood, I like. But on a hot summer's day like it is today, it's about 30 degrees here in Stoke-on-Trent. I'm pleased that it's a mellow whiskey. So, the third and final test of the whiskey is another mixer, the dry ginger ale, a classic combination, whiskey and ginger ale. I'll be honest, it's not one that I drink an awful lot of. It was my mum's favourite drink. It was a Scotch and dry, that I remember anyway from my childhood. She doesn't drink a lot anymore. This little bit here would probably send her scatty. Anyway, it's been a while since I've had a Scotch and dry, I must say. I think it was about 2008, I reckon, since I last had a Scotch and dry. But yeah, let's give it a bash. Nice. Yeah. On this hot day, this is refreshing. The ginger complements the whiskey well. It's oddly, it's kind of balancing it out. The peatiness of the whiskey is mellowed out. I mean, I know it's diluted, but the ginger just kind of, it tames. I mean, the peatiness, if you imagine it on a scale, is kind of up here. It brings it down, and instead of being a prominent sort of part of the flavour, it's just there in the background, and it's nice. Obviously, you lose some of the fruitiness, but it doesn't take away from the drink. I think, though, it would benefit from just a touch more whiskey. So, that's a lovely satisfying sound, that, isn't it, chaps? You know you're in for a good evening when you've had hear the squeak. Love it. The squeak of the cork and just the aromas that come with it. It's wonderful. Anyway, let's just, I know we've added a little more of that. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to add a cherry to this. Just a single cherry. Because I can see it working. It'll add that element of sweetness. You can see the cherry sitting in there. See what it does to the flavour. Yeah, the little extra whiskey is just giving it that little kick that you can feel just at the back of your throat that didn't get with the cherry cola cocktail, but I'm going to add some more whiskey to that another night and do a little catch up, see what we think. Tasty. Very, very tasty. It works well, very well as a mixer. Could I sit and drink it absolutely neat and naked? I think it needs the water to bring out the flavours and just kind of open it up, you know. And that was a little hint I picked up from a chap at a distillery up in Speyside. I was trying a sample of the 30-year-old that they did there, and true to his word, just that little drop. I mean, we're talking less than a teaspoon of water in a dram, and it completely changed the characteristics of the whiskey, and I suspect it will do the same here. So, bottoms up. Yeah, works well. So, chaps and ladies, if you're a whiskey drinking lady, this has been the Naked Grouse from Buzz Agent UK for the Live Naked campaign. This evening's little sample session. It's been good. The grouse is good. I could see that being a very, very, very good whiskey to drink. Would it replace my favourite? Possibly not. Probably not, in fact. But as a everyday, if I'm having a whiskey to mix, that could replace my favourite bourbon. Could. We'll see. Might have to do some side-by-side testing. But for this evening's video, chaps and ladies, this has been the Naked Grouse. I've been Nick. I'll see you again soon. Bye.